right.
Okay, here we go. So, what was it about this project that appealed to you?
It was a new kind of project for me. It was a different tone than I usually work with. This is the kind of project that it was more lighthearted and more funny. But something else that really appealed to me is looking for collaboration through things like Skype and, of course, well, through iPhones and a distance collaboration. And I also just like the attitude. I had never really done a collaboration that had to do so much internet work in the past, but it's one that I've really enjoyed. And outside of that, just the attitude of everybody that was involved. Everybody looked like they were looking to have a great deal of fun, and that's what I was looking for.
Okay. Excellent. So, how is this opera different, and why do you think people might enjoy it?
Well, I think it's very cheeky. I think it's very fun, as I said. And it also has somewhere between a lot of fun and philosophical humor, but also just a silly night out at the theater. A lot of the inspiration, I hate using the term cartoonish or animated, but that was part of the idea that I initially had, was something along the lines of, at least when I was working on the first draft, of how much fun could we possibly be having as a night out at the theater. Something that I felt really passionately about is, if we're going to ask people to go out and just, leave the house, try to make it as fun and as festive as possible.
Oh, excellent. That's a good thing to incorporate into this. What is your favorite part of the story?
To be blunt, my favorite part of the story hit the cutting room floor. Yeah, but I had a whole bunch of ideas about trying to give every audience member a taco every night, and I was initially going to try to work Anne Hyatt's husband into it to come out and give everyone's tacos. And then one draft, and I'm sure James remembers this, I was really hoping that if we could find a way to give puppies to everybody at the end of each night. And sadly, that wasn't what we were able to pull off. But one thing that I'm really proud of is the piece as a whole, and I think it has a really nice ending to it. It's not too dark. Yeah, but at the same time, it's not too light. It's got some really interesting aspects to it. I like the way the piece really ends.
Yeah. Okay. So, after people see Smashed, what do you hope they will think about the project and about opera today?
Well, what I really am hoping for is that people view opera as accessible more than anything else. A major concern in my mind is, especially not only with a multimedia collaboration like this, is that we have so much as far as multimedia is concerned, and that we know that people have a great deal of options as far as art and entertainment is concerned. I feel strongly that we've been able to really bridge the gap between art and entertainment, but the idea that hopefully that we can introduce opera to a new audience, maybe an audience that doesn't usually see opera, maybe audience that has stereotypes about opera, and that this is definitely a piece that I try to make and I worked with James a lot on this, to try to make it as accessible for anybody who's studied opera, and even someone who hasn't studied opera, who can have an equally good time.
Perfect. And finally, has working on this project changed your perception of drinking alcohol?
Only right now I'm up to about 8 gallons of milk a day. That's the only thing I've really got to say about it. Working on this project has not changed my view of alcohol. I have to admit, I don't think I drink nearly as much as when we actually started it. But I am up to about 8 gallons of milk a day. There we go.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Perfect. That was great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hit stop.